Good morning, students. We will continue with the same topic, contact force. Yesterday we discussed about three different kinds of contact forces. Today we have two more, that is force exerted by spring and force due to collision. Let us come to the first one, that is force exerted by spring, which is also called restoring force. So what happens when we apply force on a spring? That is, force on the spring can be applied either by compressing the spring or pulling the spring. So when you compress the spring, you can see the force direction is in the right side, which shows that the spring is being compressed. So it is found that the free end also experiences or also exerts an opposite force, which is called the restoring force. So you might have noticed that when you try to compress the spring, you also experience some force which is exerting on you, and this force is nothing but the restoring force. Same is the case when you pull the spring. So pulling the spring is also not so easy. Again you can experience that some other forces are also acting in the opposite direction. So here also the force will be the restoring force. So either you compress the spring or pull the spring, there will be another force acting in the opposite direction, which is called the restoring force. We have the last contact force, which is force due to collision. So collision takes place when the two moving bodies collide with each other. So you can see here are the two bodies A and B coming or moving close to each other. Now the time will come when they are going to strike with one another. As a result, the force will be exerted due to collision, and in that time it is found that the two bodies are no more in close contact with each other, but they have now separated, they have gone apart from each other. And this is how you can see the two bodies now have gone away from each other. So we have, these are examples of the contact forces. Now coming to non-contact force. So we have three different types of non-contact forces. One is the gravitational force, electrostatic force, and the third is magnetic force. You know about the gravitational force. When any body is released from the height, it falls under the action of gravity, and it is due to the gravitational force. Suppose if I drop this chalk, it will always fall down, that is, it will always move towards the ground. Now the earth is not in physical contact with this chalk. So this kind of force is the contact force, and gravitational force is an example of contact force. Another example of non-contact force will be electrostatic force. For example, when you rub a comb against your hair and bring that comb close to the bits of paper, it is found that those small bits of paper are attracted towards the comb. Even though the comb is not in physical contact with the paper are found to be attracted towards the comb, which is an example of non-contact force. The third non-contact force are magnetic force. You know, the two magnets, or when a magnet is brought closer to the iron nail, the pieces of iron nail will soon be attracted towards the magnet, where there is no contact at all. So these are the examples of non-contact forces. There are two important characters of non-contact force. Like gravitational force are always attractive in nature, whereas electrostatic force and magnetic force, they can be attractive as well as repulsive. also. And second, that the magnitude of force of attraction between the two bodies which are not contact with each other, it depends on the distance of separation between the two bodies. That is, if the distance between the two bodies are small, then the force of attraction will be very large. Same is the case when we increase the distance between the two bodies, gradually the force of attraction will decrease. So we can stop here. We have completed the first part of this chapter, and then we have the exercise that I'll discuss it in the next class. So your homework will be to learn about the non-contact forces and also contact force. Thank you.